This is a once-in-a-lifetime elevator ride. The group just squeezed into the elevator. The man presses the button for the 18th floor. The elevator begins its slow ascent. Suddenly, someone realizes the elevator doesn't stop when it reaches the floor it's on, and the elevator went up much faster. People in the elevator are getting nervous. The man pressed the emergency brake, but it didn't work at all. Everyone was so scared that they called 911. The kids in the middle are all scared out of their 5-year-old child's urine. The man held the pager and kept calling. Suddenly, the elevator opened its mouth. Everyone in the middle fell down. The person next to him grabbed the handrail as fast as he could. But because of the long hours of sitting in the office without exercise, a few more people fell. The speed of the elevator is getting faster and faster. Eventually, the elevator went off the roof. Everyone died instantly. And this is not the first time this elevator has killed someone. Just one day ago, an old man was riding in the elevator with his dog. When the elevator door opened, it was pitch black inside. The dog rushed to warn him. He didn't care. He just stepped through the door. The old man is holding on to the dog. The dog pulled back desperately. Eventually, one person and the dog fell into a deep pit. Like and follow. Hide in the comments. And the security guards found the elevator running automatically. 2 security guards came to check the elevator. They found that the elevator doors were opening automatically. One security guard went up to check and found that the elevator stopped at the top, and underneath the elevator was the body of a dog. While they were discussing what kind of dog it was, the elevator door suddenly closed automatically. The security guard's head was caught in it. The elevator above starts to descend slowly. The other security guard tugged at him as hard as he could. He couldn't get him out even though his clothes were torn. As the elevator slowly descends, the security guard's body is also descending. The rest of the scene is like this doll. The next day, the supervisor called in Kevin, the maintenance man. After a casual inspection, they found nothing wrong with the elevator, but Kevin recommended that the elevator be serviced for a week. The boss couldn't accept the loss of a week. The elevator had to be rerun. Just after Kevin and his team drove away, a group of pregnant women who had been single for 18 years walked into the elevator. This is an elevator with a 100% failure rate. Once someone walks in, they'll never get out. These pregnant women who've been single for 18 years don't believe it. Not long after they stepped into the elevator, they found that the elevator was descending very fast. Before they could react, the elevator suddenly stopped moving and they all fell to the ground. They pressed the call button, but there was no response at all. Even their cell phones had no signal in the elevator. The security guard found the elevator abnormal. He immediately asked the maintenance staff to repair the elevator, but they couldn't open the elevator by inserting the key, as the elevator is trapped for a longer time. The oxygen inside the elevator is getting less and less. Several people began to feel difficult to breathe. The temperature in the elevator is rising. At that moment, a pregnant woman's amniotic fluid began to rupture. Suddenly, the elevator began to descend rapidly. When it reaches the first floor, the elevator doors slowly opened. The crowd at the door was dumbfounded. The security guard saw that it was just a mess on the floor, so he called someone to clean up the elevator. It wasn't long before the elevator was back up and running again. At that moment, 2 guys slipped into the basement. One of them was accidentally knocked to the ground. Suddenly, the car's windshield wipers started moving. The elevator door opened automatically. The boys were sucked into the elevator instantly. The elevator climbed upwards rapidly. When it reached the 86th floor, the elevator doors opened automatically and the guy was spit out. The media was all over it. The FBI couldn't figure out how the guy broke through 15 millimeters of tempered glass. Kevin is at home working on what's wrong with the elevator. Lisa found Kevin. She pulled out the security footage. The video shows the time the guy was sucked into the elevator in the basement, and the time he gets out on the 86th floor of the building. Only a 2-second difference. The elevator takes at least 40 seconds to get up there. Obviously, this speed is not normal. The 2 of them investigated and found out. The designer of the elevator is a famous biologist, Nick, specialized in researching biochips. Unfortunately, it failed for various reasons. These chips seem to have their own consciousness. They can even reproduce themselves. It's like a whole new intelligent creature. Lisa guessed that Nick was experimenting with the elevator. That's what caused the elevator to become self-aware. And then in the building, the boss walks into this cannibalistic elevator. This is a weird elevator. The boss had just stepped into the elevator when he noticed blood dripping on his body. When he looked up, he didn't see anything. The boss was so scared that he had to crawl out of the elevator like a dog. Multiple deaths attracted the attention of the FBI. The FBI surrounded the building. Kevin sneaked into the building, turned on the power of the elevator, entered the elevator to investigate. Just started to check the elevator. The elevator suddenly dropped rapidly. Kevin rushed to press the emergency stop, but it didn't work. Kevin had to break the motherboard. That's what stopped the elevator. He climbed to the top of the elevator. He turned on the backup power. The elevator rose slowly. Kevin viewed layer by layer. He found a pile of black slime on a steel plate. There was also a lot of slime dripping from the top. At this moment, the FBI found someone riding the elevator. They shut down the power to the elevator. Kevin had to climb the cable with his bare hands. He followed the slime to a box, and when he opened it, he found a purple heart hidden inside. He grabbed a tool and stabbed it. The elevator at the top of the building began to emit a large amount of purple electricity. It burns in a flash. The burning elevator fell in a flash. Kevin escaped by using a nearby rope. Then he climbed out of the elevator and stole the FBI's bazooka. He opened the elevator door, and when he was about to do it, a pistol was pointed at him. It turned out to be Nick, the designer, arriving. Kevin took advantage of the situation situation and shot the pistol out of his hand. I didn't realize that Nick had some fighting skills for a biologist. He almost kicked Kevin off the elevator. Lisa arrived just in time, aimed her gun at Nick. Kevin grabbed the bazooka again, but Nick blocked the doorway. Suddenly the FBI came in. They surrounded them. Nick took the opportunity to grab Lisa. She bites him on the hand, then rushes off. Suddenly there's a lot of rope sticking out. Have you ever been in an elevator and had something like this happen? Tell us in the comments section.